And we're back. Right now I want to talk about one of my favorite anime and manga series since I'm since 6 years ago. Because I've been following this series for 6 years and I'm still hooked. It's one of the longest running series that has been ever made. Aside from Doraemon and Dragon Ball Z. Wait, does Dragon Ball Z count? Yeah, just make it count or something. I know it's pretty long. Some of you may know the series as Case Closed. The series' original name is Metante Conan and is known as Detective Conan. One of my favorite series. I'm a really huge fan, but I don't have a lot of other stuff. The only thing I have from them is this poster and 2 manga volumes because my Barnes & Noble doesn't really sell Case Closed manga. The only one I was able to get the first volume there, but the second one I had to get it at a con. So yeah, I need to win the lottery so I can buy the rest. Woohoo! Over 70 volumes. Okay, let's start. What I love about Detective Conan. First of all, the plot. The fact that this is about, it's a mystery show, right? Someone would expect a lot of murder, puzzles, and stuff. Something like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes. But this is funnier. This has a funny side to it, a sad side to it. This series makes you angry, sad, mad, and happy. It makes you laugh too. The fact that it's about a 17-year-old Japanese student, it has nothing to do with it. He's got anyway, it's the fact that the way he solves the crime is based on real stuff, more or less. Like, I cannot talk today. Wow. Just some of the stuff is on the story is actually true. You can learn a lot of stuff by just body language and looking at a person. You just need to analyze and think it through. Like, yeah, you can know if a person is an athlete by looking at their body, like, not in a weird way, of course, but looking at how toned their muscles are, if they have any calluses, probably the way they're tan, if they're very tan in specific areas, but they don't look like a baked potato, then that means they probably do sports, so some sort of training in the sun. Yeah. And what got me hooked is that he turns into a child. Of course, in a different type of anime series and world, the child will still be able to have no limits to the murders, but this takes a realistic turn in that he, at first, is not allowed to solve anything. He has to, in a way, give the police hints to solve the crime, and use the father of his crush to solve the murders with the help of his neighbor, who also happens to be a professor. Yeah, that was very convenient in a way. But even though that his friend Agasa Hakase, or Agasa Hiroshi, his real name is a professor, but is not able to, like, give him an antidote, because giving an antidote to be like Shinichi again himself instead of Conan. Yeah, I cannot really try. Will try very hard not to spoil anything to you guys, but be warned, there will be some spoilers, so I won't describe the story in its entirely. Yeah, getting back to the plot. Yeah, so yeah, he receives help from friends that he makes along the way. He makes enemies. He finds the enemies who make him shrink, but since he's a small size now, it is very difficult for him to, well, get a dose, a, a dose of the poison that made him small, to get an antidote made for him to be, you know, go back to being the big guy he was. So yeah, and the plot introduces also new characters that have their own series. For example, I'm gonna mention him later, so I won't tell you right now. Okay, back to what I love about Conan. Detective Conan. Conan Flash Shinichi. He is just funny. I mean, he's serious and he doesn't fit the character of a 7-year-old. He's actually a 17-year-old, so that's why it's funny seeing him so mature in that body. The situations he gets in for being a child, the kind of trouble he gets in for being a child, the heartbreak it makes you feel when he cannot do something he really wants to do, and it breaks the person he loves heart. It breaks her heart. It breaks your heart, basically. It's like he cannot do absolutely anything, but yet he's still there. He tries his best to be there for his friends and family. His family, though, you need to watch the series for that. But yeah, it's pretty sad seeing how much he has to go through. So yeah, oh, I should make this quickly. It's already been 7 minutes. Holy crap, I'm slow. Okay, second thing about Heiji Hattori. Well, Hattori Heiji, I'll say it in the right order. He's another detective that appears in the series. He becomes an ally of Shinichi. And he's pretty funny because he's very hot-headed. He loses his temper very easily, and he has an obvious crush on his childhood friend as the same as Shinichi. He's also kind of a rival to Shinichi because he's from Osaka, the West. He's not a detective of the West. Well, Shinichi was not a detective of the East, but of course Shinichi wasn't really aware of that. He was a little high on his head, woo, being popular with the girls and stuff, but he still has his heart for Bran. I'll talk about her later. So yeah, he does kendo, which is Japanese martial arts, basically sword fight, and he's a fan of baseball. The opposite of Conan. Conan doesn't really like baseball. He's more a soccer fan, and it's been announced that is a fact that for a while Conan, while he was younger, he took martial arts, but he quit because his real passion was soccer. So he's such a good soccer player that he could be a professional player, but he decided not to go that far because his true passion was being a detective. So yeah. Okay, why I love Detective Conan? Another reason is Shinichi. He appears so little in the series, yet he's there all the time. Like as a whole person, he's only there a couple of times, but as Conan, he's there all the time, and that makes you wonder sometimes if we really want him to go back and be Shinichi, or for him to stay as Conan, right? You need to watch the series to understand this feeling. Another reason why I love Conan is the music. Oh my god, I love the music. The openings, the endings, especially made by Garnet Crow and Mai Kuraki. She has an amazing voice. She's one of the main singers for the series. Basically, a lot of the opening songs and endings of the series are written by Mai Kuraki. Well, song by Mike Uraki. I don't know if she writes her songs. I don't really care. And Garnet Crow. The music has a good rhythm. It's kind of soft. It has a lot of emotion in it in itself. It's just amazing. Just amazing in my opinion. There's also Rina Oichi, two mates. The singer's two mates was once Kosho Oyama's, the author of Detective Conan, wife, and she also voices Conan. She is the voice of Conan. She appears also in an episode, which is pretty funny because she and Conan have the same voice. So yeah, it's so funny. It's a funny episode. So oh, Doyle fell. Doyle is one of my hermit crabs. Yeah, they'll appear in a few videos probably. Anyway, what else? Movies. The movies have the movies. They're so well made. The movies. Even the first one, where the animation wasn't so great yet, but it was very well made. The plot and so. The only thing I don't really like about the movies is that lately they've been using a lot of bombs as the main weapon. Kind of repetitive, but it's kind of logical because this is like major terrorists attacks. Like to cause mass destruction and stuff, they need a bomb. Yeah, bombs are the thing. The bombs are bomb. Lame pun here. Another thing that I love about Conan is Haibara Ai, or Shiho Miyano, one of the characters of the series, because she is so cynical. She is so sarcastic. It's funny, and a lot of people want her to be together with Shinichi. Just no. Even though I love her, it's just not meant to be. Sorry, guys. She has a pretty sad past. Her past is very, very sad, like I said before. Basically, she is responsible for Shinichi to become Conan. She's the one who made the drug that turned him into that little guy here. But it just makes you like her even more because she tried to kill herself with that drug, and out of all the chances of her dying, she also shrunk. She shrunk alone. Same with Conan. The chances of that happening were null. Okay, other stuff because it's been 13 minutes. I need to hurry. Haibara. Oh no, I already mentioned Haibara. The Black Organization. It's just incredible how a criminal organization can span all overseas, from Japan to America, maybe even Mexico, because they have a character there from the organization whose name is Tequila. Everyone in the organization has a code name based on alcoholic beverages, and since there are a lot of alcoholic beverages in the world, then there will be a lot of main criminal characters there. Of course, some of them die, which is good, and sometimes it's bad, because when they die, Conan loses the chance of finding information on the organization and finding a way to get a cure and bring them down. That's the only bad thing about that the bad characters die, even though it in itself is a good thing. Another thing I love about Conan is Sonoko, Suzuki, and Makoto. Makoto Koguki, I think that was Kogoko. I forgot his last name. I'm sorry. Sonoko is a very funny girl. She's very cheerful. She's the best friend of Ran. I'll talk about her later. And Makoto is basically a really sensitive guy. You just gotta love because Even though he's very sensitive, he's a manlier man than most men. He's basically a samurai in itself. Like, he's a great martial artist. He can fight a lot of people. He's very well trained, and he's known as the Prince of Kicks because, well, wow, he's just amazing. And it's funny because he's sensible, and he has a crush on Sonoko for a while, without her knowledge, without anyone's knowledge. We only found out in the second part of an episode in the manga. Okay, why I love Conan? Vermouth. She's one of the main villains of the Black organization in the series, and she's just a very good villain. She's very good at it, but she won't kill Shinichi. She won't, because as turns out, she and another person were the same person. It's so weird. There's a lot of mystery behind her, and the only reason a lot of people like her is because they want to know more about her, because she's so she is such an enigma. Okay, what else do I love about Detective Conan? The manga. If you start reading the manga and continue, you can see how the art progresses to get better and better. Like, really, really good. From, like, probably from beginner's level to professional in just a couple of years. Well, obviously, about, how old am I? Minus those, blah, 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 blah. In a matter of almost 18 years, more or less. I'm older than that. I'm older than the series. The series has progressed so much, yet it has not ended. And the art is just very good. Very, very well made. Something about Conan, learning facts. You can learn a lot about Japanese culture and other stuff that you wouldn't even know about in the series. You can learn a lot about it. Excuse me. But you can learn even more about if you read it yourself, of course. But basically, it's taking a history class about something you didn't really know, and it's quite funny and entertaining. It's very entertaining. Okay, it's been 17 minutes, so probably this will be a 30-minute video. Sorry, guys. Now, the things I hate about Detective Conan. Even though I'm such a huge fan of the series, there are some things that I just cannot tolerate. Like, the anime. Let's start with the anime, okay? Even though the anime is well animated, very animated than most popular animes, is that it has filler. Yeah, filler. This filler does not affect the storyline, however, that's a good thing. But the filler is just annoying. It can't be boring, it can be funny, yes, but it's just a waste of people's time, in my opinion. Of course, fillers are necessary for people, the mangaka and the artist and the anime company to be able to make episodes that are based on the manga, so they can be released on the following week. That's the thing. But another thing I heard about anime is that it has become censored. Like before, at the beginning of the series, the anime and Conan was almost not censored, and I mean that because they will show the quantity of blood and so on the victims, but nowadays they show less blood. It's a darker color, not really bloody color like they will show in Death Note or Claymore. And they also censored a lot of stuff. Like, I remember this episode they show a gothic Lolita girl, and in the manga she's wearing a choker with a cross, like a Christian cross, okay? In the anime, she doesn't wear the cross, she has a freaking bat, and a very small one at that, because the cross was big. Her back is about this size. I was like, seriously? Seriously? Are you freaking kidding me? Why would they censor across, yeah, religious stuff, but even so, the kids will still know about it if they watch other series or the parents tell them about it. There's nothing wrong with that. I hate filler and censorship, period. Censorship is okay because, of course, little children will like to watch the series, but it's not supposed to be for children. It's supposed to be for teenagers and young adults. They can take the gory stuff, but come on. Another thing I hate about Conan, the shonen tante. In other words, the detective boys, especially Ajumi. Why? They get Shinichi, Conan, in so much trouble. It's not even a joke. Because of that, he gets in more trouble than he will be if he was alone. That's necessary to the series though, because they help him be more humble towards people's feelings and such, but it's so annoying. The worst of all is that one of the shonen tante kids, a guy, has a crush on a girl in the shonen tante who has a crush on Conan. But that same boy also has a crush on Haibara. That's just heartbreak right there. Heartbreak. When Conan disappears and Shinichi is back again, Ajumi, one of the girl, will have a heartbreak. And she's a little girl, but I don't really mind if she suffers. You know why? She is annoying. She cannot see that Conan only likes her as a friend. She thinks that she and him will be together forever. Of course, she's 7 years old, but still. And Conan doesn't want to hurt her feelings, so kind of an annoying thing, you know? Okay. Another thing I hate about Conan, Hakuba. Hakuba appears in Conan very little, yeah, but he's too uptight. He's too abiding by the law type of guy. It's kind of annoying. He's a little cold, if you call that. Oh, I forgot to mention something I think I love about Conan. I'll tell you in the end. Snake. This is an antagonist to the series, not directly linked to Conan. It's linked to a different series that's linked to Conan, which is Magic Kaito. I hate him so much. He's responsible for the death of the main character of Magic Kaito. Okay, what else I heard about Conan? Kogoro and Eri, the parents of Bran. The reason why I hate that couple so much is that even though they are good people, they have a lot of temper. Kogoro, like, he gets drunk. Of course, human nature, adults will get drunk from time to time, but in every other episode he's drunk, he mistreats Conan, he hits him in the head, he might get a concussion and die from that, that's gonna happen. Even though he's a detective, he's not very bright about it. He has his moments, I admit that, but just no. And Eri, she's a lawyer, that's the mother of Ran. The Kogoro and Eri are, if you know, spoiler alert, they're being separated for 10 years. They are not divorced, they're just separated. Yeah, it is a really bad cook. Some people might think it's funny, but in her case it's not funny. She's very beautiful, yes, I take that, but what's the point of that? It's just, what's the point? Okay, another thing I hate about Conan or Magic Kaito is Kusumi Akako. She is a classmate of the main characters of Magic Kaito, and she's a witch. What? She is a witch? Come on. This series is about logic, but it's not. I get that it's not very logical for that guy to turn into this little guy. I take that. But why a freaking witch? Magic is not supposed to be real here. It's not. Yet she appears to have knowledge of magic and knows how things are going to happen because she can talk to Lucifer. You need to read the manga for that and some of the special episodes in Conan for that. But just and she's obsessed with getting the heart of the one man she cannot get, which is the main character of Magic Kaito. Thing about I hate Conan, Vermont. Even though I love her, I really love her, I also hate her so much. She's an annoying enigma. She doesn't really help Conan. She does not even help Conan. Yet she will, but there's sometimes I wish she was clearer on what her purpose is instead of playing games. Okay? Another thing I hate is not enough information on the past of the characters. There are some special episodes in which they show how the childhood of some of the characters were and was, sorry my English. But still there's still not enough background information. And one of the main reasons I keep watching is because I keep wanting to know more. Okay, now things I hate the most. Ran Mori, the crush of Conan, Shinichi. I hate her so much, it's not even a joke. The only thing I tolerate her is because she has a good heart and she really does love Shinichi. But this is the thing I hate about her. Okay. She has a crush on Shinichi, of course. They don't really talk about their feelings and so up to different episodes. Keep watching. She is a black belt in karate. Okay. She nags and nags and nags when Shinichi doesn't call. She has a huge temperament. She can break a concrete post with her fist when she gets angry. She can break a whole wooden desk with her hand if she doesn't get her way, like in one episode. She is afraid of ghosts. Ghosts! She's not afraid if a serial killer or murderer is chasing her. She will take that guy on. She's afraid of ghosts, though. I mean, come on. Ghosts. I don't know if they're real or not, to be honest, but still, what can they do to her? What? Just. And she gets mad at Conan for trying to at least try to solve something. She gets suspicious of Conan way too often, and she's broke, of course, thankfully, but she doesn't even trust Shinichi. There were some cases in which she thought he was having an affair with other women. Seriously, aren't you? Isn't she his childhood friend? Should she know better? Oh, it makes me mad that she is so untrustful, yet she is a trustworthy person. It's insane. Okay, another thing I hate about Conan is Aoko. She appears in Magic Kaito. She's basically a clone of of rank, but she doesn't know martial arts, thankfully. She is the daughter of the head detective that's after Kaito Kid. I'm gonna tell you about him in a minute. She gets mad at her childhood friend, which is Kaito Kuroba, also known as Phantom Thief 1412, Kaito Kid, basically. And she doesn't even know them. She has an obvious crush on Kaito, and Kaito has a crush on her. Yet I hate her so much because she hates Kaito Kid so much because it makes her father not be at home as much as she wants to. Her father is obsessed with him, and she's very abusive of Kaito. Yet she still cares for him. Something's not right there. Now, the thing I love the most about Conan? Kid. Kaito Kid. He's just, oh my god, he's dreamy. I know I'm weird, but come on, he's a phantom thief. How many series does have a phantom thief? Not many, let me tell you that. Not many. He's funny, he's ingenious, he has lots of tricks and traps that just make more for the mystery. If Shinichi is Sherlock Holmes, then Kaito Kid is a certain Lupin. A phantom thief written by a French writer. It's a story. It's a good mystery too, but it's just ingenious. It's a gentleman thief. He has a good background story. We know more about his past than we know of the characters of Conan. His past is sad, yes, but he's still small sprite. Plus, he has a very funny phobia. I'm not gonna tell you the phobia. You need to read the manga and watch the series for that. Okay, and the thing I hate the most about Conan, not enough Kaito, not enough Kid. I mean, the series are linked together, but there's just not enough of him. Yes, I know the main character of Detective Conan is Shinichi, but Shinichi Kudo, by the way. That's his full name, if you didn't know, and I forgot to mention, I'm sorry about that. I'm so mad. Why don't they... If something tells me that the organization Kid is fighting the same as the organization of Conan, but a different brand, but we cannot confirm that unless Goshoyama, the writer of both series, does that. It's something there's not enough of Kid. Kid is a very lovable character. He appears in many of the movies too. Well, the feed is 32 minutes long. I'm so sorry about that, guys. If you don't understand anything I'm saying, just tell me. I'll probably re-upload this with subtitles here. Okay, so thank you very much. I'll probably do another couple more series before this day ends, and I'm going to be still wearing that, if you're wondering. Yep. Probably the next series I'm going to review is going to be I don't know. I'll let you guys decide that. Leave your suggestions in the comments below. And if you have any questions, of course I'll answer them. And if there's many more questions that I can handle, I'll have a Q&A video. Okay? Have a nice day.